Bookers, wherever you are watching this. Thank you for joining me this morning. Make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that share button, most importantly, so somebody else can get in on the fun, get in on the action, and get in on the getting their mind, body, and spirit right, okay? So go ahead and start that watch party. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that now. And if you don't have time to watch this, know that the replay is available as a podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. We are not recording per our usual. Something is happening with our sound this morning. We are using new software, so you have to learn and you have to grow with me, okay? Whatever that looks like. We are not doing the right thing, so we got a backup plan. I always have a backup plan, don't you? Boom. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It is your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator. And this is the Get High on Motivation Show. I want to welcome you back. If you are a first timer, then let me tell you what the rules are. First of all, you have to hit the like, subscribe, whatever, add to collection. Make that happen so that way you are with me every single week, because I'm here every single week with 30 minutes to help you get your mind, body, and spirit right, to help you create the life and the career that you desire and you deserve. That's why we're here. But the second rule is that you have to work on becoming 1% better in one area of your life every single day. And what I've come to do is help you do that. I'm going to equip you with the tools, with the knowledge, with the conversation that you need, and some of that real talk. Okay, so every show is broken into 3 segments. We have our food for thought, then we have a conversation for the day, and then we answer somebody's question. So if you haven't sent your question in, go ahead and send it in to me. You can send it to me as a DM on Instagram. Send it to me on my website at mimithemotivator.com. That's 2 I's, not 2 E's. Send it to me wherever we are connected. Get your questions answered, because whatever question you have, somebody else has that question too. So go ahead and ask it for them. You don't have to ask it for you. You can even say, my friend said, and I'll be perfectly okay with that. So today, we are using our food for thought. Is coming from this mirror behind me. You can't see me because it's a curtain covering it right now, but typically I have affirmations all around my house. And sometimes you don't see them anymore after they've been there for a long time. So it's time to change the ink, change the affirmation, change the location. But the affirmation that's written big and bold on this particular mirror says, turn your shoulds to must. Yes, turn your shoulds to must. Stop shoulding on yourself. Stop shoulding on other people too while you're at it. Turn your shoulds to must. You got this long list of things that you feel like you should be doing, or you should have been doing by now, or I should do tomorrow, or do today. Stop shoulding on yourself and turn those shoulds to must. I must do this today. When you turn something to a must, it has a little bit more commandment to it. It commands your spirit. It commands your mind. It commands your subconscious mind, which means it commands the universe. When you decide something is no longer a can or a will, but a must. When you decide you must do something, it changes the game. Must has commitment written all in it. It's commitment for short. I am committed to doing this when I say I must. And when you say must, go ahead and do it. Quit, don't must yourself and get musty. That was new. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, don't make sure that you're doing what you have to do. Make sure that you are doing what needs to be done. Self-discipline is doing what needs to be done without being forced. So self-discipline means that you are making sure that you do what you need to do. It's not anybody else's job. I'm always dying for an accountability partner when I need to be my own accountability partner. My calendar has definitely become my accountability partner. If I write that stuff on the calendar, then I know I have to be there, and it has to get done. How are you holding yourself accountable? for the things you should do. So I want to challenge you today to make a list of all the things that you feel like you should do, and go ahead and write the word down, should. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And don't say nobody else should be doing anything. Worry about your own shoulds. Just shit on yourself. And then draw a line through that. As a matter of fact, skip a line in between each one of these shoulds. Draw a line through it. And I want you to say, I must, and write that sentence out again. So that way you can imprint it upon your mind that you must do it. Now, some of y'all are going to try to cheat and just scratch out the should and write must on top. I mean, that kind of does a little bit of something visually, maybe. I don't know. But when you write something, it's like reading it 10 times. So when you write that I must make planning out my week a priority, it's time for it to happen. So I really want you to consider, what must you do? What must you do to be the person that you really desire to be? So that way you can have the things that you really desire to have and do the things you want to do and all that kind of stuff. Because it's not a have model, a have, do, be model. It's a be, do, have model. I'm going to keep reminding you that. You have to be the person that does the things that you want to do to have what you want to have. So what must you do to make that happen? What must you do to take your life to the next level? What must you do to take your career to the next level? What must you do to change your environment, to change your relationships? What must you do? Not what must someone else do, because I know we can come up with a list of that. But what must you do to take responsibility, to take your life into your hands and make it what you desire? Because if you desire it, you deserve it. So what must you do? Make the list. Be honest with yourself. I know that part might be a little bit hard for some of us, but I trust that you can make it happen. So make it happen. What must you do to be who you really desire to be? So I need tea in my life, as y'all know. I should have got us some tea bag swag. No, ain't that a trip? I got 2 tea bags in my cup, and they both say the same thing. That's some bummerclot bull crap. All right, so today we are talking about the 3 powers that everybody has. Now, y'all know I believe I'm a superhero, which means I got a superpower, you know? But there is a power that everybody has, whether you think you are a superhero or not. There is a power there's 3 powers that you have that can transform your whole entire life. I might even want to say there's 4. I think I might have added a 4th one to the list. Let me see. Yes. We now have 4. I just thought about it. You had a 4th power that I just thought about. Now, you probably have some other ones, but today we're going to focus on the top 4 powers that you have to transform your life right here, right now, from where you are to get you to where you would like to be. Now, I think my superpower is transforming people's mindset. That's why we have this show. That's why you're here. Is what I'm hoping for is that you came to get your mindset transformed. Because there's this big book out there that everybody knows about. It's like a collection of books more so that says that is the renewing of your mind is what can change your life. So we want to renew your mind today. And today I want to plant some seeds in there that they're probably already there. So I'm going to water them. So what are these 4 powers that you have that everybody else has too? 1, the first power. I just realized that they're actually the 2 and the same things. We're going to stick to the 3. The first power you have is the power of your imagination. You were born with this power. It's a superpower. It's a superpower that children use all the time. So if you want to know how to use it, go surround yourself with some children. Go pay a visit to somebody who has kids and just kind of peek in on their kids playing or play with them. That's what you really should do. Take it to the next level. Go ahead and have tea time with somebody's little girl. Go have war or build a tent with someone's little boy or little girl, because I like building tents. But go and play. I want you to go and play pretend with some kids. Now, if you have a grown adult that's willing to play pretend with you, and I ain't talking about that kinky pretend stuff. I mean, that might work too, but I need you to play pretend. I need you to exercise your imagination. I need you to build up your imagination muscle because it is a power. So build up that power by exercising it, by using it more, by using it daily. The best time of day to use this power is in the morning when you first wake up and at night right before you go to sleep or whatever your sleep schedule may be. Right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up, your mind is so open. It's like fertile ground. It's perfect for sowing good seed that you want to definitely harvest from later. So this is the time that we use this imaginative power. And what I would like for you to imagine is not how your day is going to go, unless you're going to imagine it going great. Because a lot of us use our imagination to imagine how everything can go wrong and how everything can not go the way that we desire it. But use your imagination to think of how it would look, feel, sound, possibly smell if everything went your way today. And then I would even go further. I would consider, how would my life look if everything worked out for me, and it does. If I could be very specific about how I wanted my world to work out, what does that look like? How would I feel once it worked out? Because the feeling is the real juice. When you can feel what you desire, whoo, baby. Hey, that's like gravy on mashed potatoes. The white gravy, because that's the kind I like. The emotion is your second power. And emotions are something that we have control over. You may not have control over your feelings, but your emotions, you can use your mind, because the emotions is a mix of the mind and the feeling. So that means you can use your mind to affect the emotions. You can use affirmations to generate emotion. That emotion is what really speaks to the universe. Whether it is happy emotion or angry emotion, emotion is emotion. Strong emotion is emotion. And when you use strong emotion to communicate what it is that you desire, when you use strong emotion to communicate the feeling that it's going to give you once you receive it, the universe is like, oh my gosh, I got to give them that. Oh my gosh, he has proclaimed that so strongly, I must give it to him. She has turned that will into a must. I must comply. Use your power, love bug. This doesn't cost any money. You don't need any money to use the power of your imagination. You don't need any money to use the power of your emotion. But what you can use is your third power. The power of your tongue. They say that there is power in the tongue. There's power of life and death in the tongue, which means there's power of creation and destruction in the tongue. We can build somebody up and we can tear somebody down. We can build ourselves up and we can tear ourselves down. What is your inner conversation sounding like? Huh? And what is the conversation sounding like that you're telling your friends? Are you complaining and venting all day? Look, I'm going to need you to stop keeping it real. Stop keeping it 100. Stop telling it like it is. Act like reality is the past. And that you have an opportunity to use the power of your tongue to create a present and future experience. And that if you keep on using that power to talk about what happened in the past, you're going to keep recreating the past in the future. It's what they call a predictable future. Because you've spoken it into existence. What are you speaking into existence? Are you speaking drama into existence? Or are you speaking peace? Are you speaking broke, poverty, bills not paid? into existence? Brokenness, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill this month. Man, I can't afford that. Man, that costs too much. All those words are speaking poverty over your life. They're speaking lack over your life. But using words of gratitude, being grateful for what you do have, being grateful for what you know is already coming. The same way when you make that little Amazon Prime delivery request, you know it's coming. You know when it's going to be in the little Amazon locker. You ain't studying it. You already like, I got a new outfit coming. You know, you already ready for whatever it is coming. Me, I got a new book coming. I got a new popcorn maker in the thing. Lord have mercy. Don't judge me, y'all. But consider that. Consider that you can use your tongue to build your future the way you desire it to be. So what are you talking about? What do you talk about the most? And when you're talking to people, according to the 4 agreements, we have to be impeccable with our word, which means we need to stop slandering other folks. Quit gossiping. Use your time and your energy for something else. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people, and tiny minds discuss people's business. So discuss something else. Use the power of your tongue to create a business, to create partnerships, to create better relationships. Use your tongue to create a better world. So the other power that I had on my list was the power of your voice, which goes in hand with the tongue, right? So we'll let them be together. So we still do have a 4th power on my list, which is the power of action. Woo! Ain't nothing like no action, y'all. Action is what produces results. Yes, you can think all day, you can meditate all day. But when that inspired action idea comes to your mind, it's time to make a move. I don't care how crazy it sounds. I don't care how crazy you might feel about doing it. I don't care if you're scared of rejection. So what? Who's not? And rejection is everywhere. And what's really crazy is when you go after it, when you go after a no, more than likely you'll get the yes. I love challenging my clients to do the rejection report. I have one working on it right now. It's the bomb. I know she's a nervous wreck. I can't wait to hear her report. I can't wait for her to find out how she really will not be rejected as much as she thinks she will. I can't wait for her to realize how much people will say yes. And even if they can't say yes, they'll provide another option, but they won't say no. I want to challenge you to do it. By this time next week, I want you to get 5 no's. I want you to ask people, preferably strangers, for something that you need or want with the expectation of a no. Don't expect a yes. So that way, when you get the no, it's like no big deal. I was expecting a no anyway. You can even let them know that if you wanted to. Like, I'm just playing a game. I just have this assignment from my holistic coach, Mimi the Motivator. She told me that I got to go for no's. So I want you to go for 5 no's over this next week. And I want you to see how easy or hard it's going to be. And I want you to, most importantly, let me know how it felt and how this assignment is transforming who you are and how you'll deal with rejection in the future. What's really crazy, it's going to power you or empower you to ask more. They say you have not because you ask not. Asking you shall receive, right? Seeking you shall find, knocking the door will be open to you. So maybe this will get you out there asking for what you really need. Because many of you, many of us, many of me, we need things that we haven't been asking for because we're afraid to hear no. We don't have to be afraid anymore. Today and for the next 7 days of our lives, we're going for no. We're going for the rejection because we don't care. And then next week, we're going to talk about why rejection breeds obsession because we need to have that conversation. It's past time, it's past due, and we really need to figure it out. Love bugs, you have power within you. You are power. You have these superpowers of your imagination, the superpower of your tongue, the superpower of emotion, and the superpower of action. So take your powerful butt on and go create something. Go live the life that you really desire because you deserve it. Now we got to answer somebody's question. And if we have time, we'll answer two, but we're definitely going to answer this one. Mimi, I love you. You truly helped me better. My question is, I am very short-tempered and easily irritable. How do I drift my thoughts to positivity in these moments? How do I not give in to my triggers? I feel like y'all be living in my head or living in my house, peeking through my window or something. Let me tell y'all something. I used to be the queen of the short temper, and recently I feel like I have reclaimed my throne. But I was not always a taller person. Like I'm 5'7.5", something like that. But I spent the majority of my life being very short, being the smallest person in class. I was the smallest person in class until I was in the ninth grade. In the ninth grade, I was the smallest person in the building. Okay, so I had that complex, and so I'm very rah-rah. Okay, and as I got older, I realized that this rah-rahness did not really serve me. This short temper did not serve me, but I didn't know how to make it stop. And it took me several years to figure it out. So here's the process that I took, first and foremost, is I started paying attention to when I was upset. I paid attention to how I felt when I was upset, how my face felt, how my body felt. Then I started paying attention to how did I feel right before I snapped out. Because there's a feeling right there. There's an indicator. That's when the light is like red and probably bonking, trying to slow you down, and you still just like full steam ahead. The next thing was to pay attention to how I felt right before I got mad and to pay attention to what were the triggers. You said trigger. So I don't know if you really know what your triggers are or not, but it's very important that we learn what our triggers are. When you learn what your triggers are, you have empowered yourself. You learn what your triggers are, then you can, one, avoid those triggers. And then two, come up with an antidote. So that way, if it does happen, you have programmed yourself with a new response plan versus reacting, because that's what's going on. We're reacting versus responding. So the next thing that I want to do is invite you to make the decision to respond and not react, because that's a decision, that's a choice. And we have choices to make in this. Being angry is a choice. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you feel about what I'm saying. Being upset is a choice. You are choosing to spend 60 seconds with your smile upside down versus spending a minute with your frown upside down. We get to choose how we are responding to a situation. We can't control people. We can't control situations, but what we can control is how we respond to them. And when we're not controlling how we respond to those situations, that means somebody else is controlling us. How does that feel? How does it feel to know that when you get upset dealing with somebody, that person has control over you? It's like they got reins on you and you're the horse. How does that feel? And if it doesn't feel good, change your mind. Take ownership. Take the reins back of your own emotions. Don't allow someone else to control your emotions. Don't allow someone else to control how you feel, how you're speaking, the volume of your voice, the tone of your voice, the look on your face. Where you can start is you can smile. As soon as you realize that this person has just triggered you, you smile because you're like, yes, you trying me, I know, but you're not going to stop me from my abundance. That's what I tell myself. You don't tell the person that, okay? You tell yourself that in your head. Inner chatter, inner conversation, okay? Inner sidebar, little Mimi sitting on your shoulder. You're not going to keep me from my abundance. You're not going to keep me from what I desire. So I'm not going to allow you to upset me. Instead, I'm going to choose to learn in this moment. I am going to respond in this moment. I am going to listen in this moment. I am going to seek to understand in this moment. Most importantly, I'm going to seek to understand myself in this moment. And why am I upset? What am I really upset about? Because what we say we're upset about is not what we're upset about. Not at all. Not the case. We have to sometimes dig within ourselves. And keep that in mind even when you're dealing with other people. What they're upset about is not what they're upset about. It's something deeper. There's something more. And it is usually fear-based. So what is the real fear here? Is it a fear of things not working out? Is it a fear not of being in control? Is it a fear of somebody else messing up? What is the real fear here? Find out what is the fear so that way you can tackle and target the fear and create the antidote. So you can remind yourself that everything is okay, I'm doing just fine, and this is an opportunity for me to learn. This is a character building opportunity. You get to choose how you are looking at a situation, and how you look at a situation will dictate how you feel. So the last thing I'm going to say is change how you're looking at the situation. Change how you're looking at the person, because that's really what it is. It's how we're looking at somebody is what's upsetting us. So change how you're looking at the person who's upsetting you, the person who's pulling the trigger. And find some happy triggers for them to pull. By finding the things that you're grateful for about this person. Find the best things about this person, because there's something good about everyone. I don't care how ugly, disgusting, and nasty they act. The choice is always yours. The choice is always ours. The choice is always mine. And I choose to keep showing up for you. And I hope that you choose to keep showing up with me. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. And this is the Get High on Motivation show. Make sure you share this with a friend. And then don't forget, hit that thumbs up, that like, give me 5 stars, comments, all that. And let people know what they're getting themselves into, because they might need to be warned that we got rules around here. That we're coming together to be 1% better in one area of our life every single day. I'll see y'all next week. I love you. Be happy. Be healthy. Be you. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you share this with somebody for real in real life. And if you don't have time to watch, always remember that you can go back and listen to shows, and not all the shows are on video. And there is a show that is calling you. It's got your name written all on it. See y'all next week. Oh, and by the way, if you are a melanated person, I better see you at Black Coffee Talk in the morning. Every Thursday morning, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. That's AM. Yeah, grab your coffee. We ain't got to see your little face. You can still have the eye boogers and stuff. We'll accept you anyway. I love you.